You're. All right, let's see. We live? Yes, we are. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good. So, we're going to talk all about Mileena. Today, we're just going to break down Mileena. I'm tired, y'all. I think this is a perfect opportunity to break her down from her buttons, her string, to her specials, to what combo routes you use, combo theories, to what cameos you use, why, to certain matchup specific details. So today, if anything, I'm going to try to keep it brief, but it's going to be a in-depth breakdown of Mileena. What's going on, Danny? Good to see you. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for showing love. All right, so Mileena at the very core. All right, so let's do just about. Let's just put Tremor, just to put Tremor in there. So Mileena at the very core, depending, well, for most matchup, is a bait and punish type of character. She's gonna chip you out with some of the best buttons in the game. Yes, Mileena has some of the best pokes in the game. So she's gonna chip you out. She's gonna sometimes outrange you. She's gonna bait you to pressing a button, and she's gonna either use her mid or ball roll punish you after she baits you out. So she is essentially, by all accounts and purpose, a bait and punish type of character. That's why with some cameos, you usually see Mileena backing away, which, by the way, she has some of the best backdash and forward dash in the game. Look at that. Like, she just gets places, and not to mention having multiple, and I mean multiple, and I mean multiple, and I mean multiple, and I mean multiple ways to get in from anywhere on the screen. So, again, very much fitting the whole bait and punish. Oh, I just baited you to do a projectile? Great. You eat 35% for that and whatever else. So, just understanding what she's looking to do is so crucial for her. And of course, different cameos are going to amplify certain aspects of her toolkit. So, not much to say. Let's start with her buttons. She has, right, so she has 10-1, which is a 7-frame startup, 13 on hit advantage, meaning if she hits this, it's going to gel into another standing 1, or a forward 1, which is also 13 frame. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Standing 1, one of the best jabs in the game, very quickly, of course, and it is her main combo starter. So one of the best buttons in the game is her main combo starters. She also has down 1, which outrages most down 1s in the games. It competes with Sub-Zero's down 1. It also competes with Astra's down 3 or Smoke's down 3 as well. And it is very disjointed. And disjointed hitbox are so good because they are less committal. Now, that's not to say that she won't get punished in neutral for just throwing this. Say if Havoc is waiting or Peacemaker, they can hit her on whiff because it is 24 frames of recovery. So she is definitely very whiff punishable if she's just tossing out on ones just to toss them. On block, however, it is -10. So she will get punished, poke back again, and characters like Johnny Cage with a 9-frame mid can punish on reversal with a 9-frame mid. Think of Razzle Dazzle from Raiden as well. Anyway, so stand 1, down 1. Stand 2 is 10 frame. It reaches to some extent a little bit further than stand 1 in some cases, just like that. Let me try to do stand 1 like that. There we go. It reaches a little bit further than stand 1. It is slower, but it goes into her more damaging 1-bar startup. So if you're going into upkick, this is going to be, if you can, as far as combo theory goes, this is what you're going to want to start with. 2-1. She has her, and of course, it is very, very plus on hit advantage. It is plus 16, which means you can gel into a forward 1, you can gel forward 3. We're going to talk about what that means later on. You cannot gel forward 2, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And in some combo theory, right? If we have, say, Lao, stand 2 on hit is plus enough that some longer startup animation are gonna combo from it. So again, Lao Orbiting Hat is one of those. This then starts, big combo damage, particularly if you're using Lao as a cameo. Oop, I dropped it, but you all get the picture, right? The good thing about this is because I'm hitting Orbiting Hat, you can do forward 3-4 and connect for some very, very juicy damage. So that's what stand 2 is mostly used for. And then, of course, you have your juicy combo damage with Kun Lao or whatever else you want to do at that point. But stand 2, slightly further than stand 1, it is her main combo starter when you're looking to spend a bar with up kick. And of course, it goes into what your forward 2-1, which is hit confirmable. It is very plus on hit advantage, plus 16. It can gel into 401 or forward 3, which are really good button to gel into. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Back 4 is a really good complement to her toolkit because of forward 4. So actually, let's talk about forward 4 first. Double hitting. Slams you onto the ground. You don't get a safe jump, that will be broken, but what you do is at least you're still on their face, and because it's double hitting, it is going to break most armor. Now, on block, it is -7, which means a 6-frame move is going to punish it. Think of Liu Kang stand 1. Liu Kang stand 1 and Kun Lao forward 1. Both of them are going to punish forward 4. So just for those matchup, use it sparingly. I sometimes like to do forward 4 and then micro duck because people love to press high. If they slightly mistimed it, I can immediately get a micro duck punish. So if you're the opponent, as advised, when you do when Mileena does forward 4, always, absolutely always go for a mid if you have a good mid. And of course, back 4. Again, it complements her 4-4 mix because once they are accustomed to it, once they're afraid of getting their armor broken, back 4 is great, is safe. It does a ton of damage for a sweep. It does 7% immediately, so 7% and E adds up. 2 of them, that's already a throw, and then you can mix in the forward 4. That is so good. And on block, it is +2. So at that point, they still have to respect it. Most people have caught on to it being plus. Some people don't, and they get caught trying to press after. You can, down 1 them and keep your pressure because, again, Mileena's down 1 is +10 on hit. So then if that hit, you can then, enforce your 1-2 or whatever else buttons. Next thing, we have her forward 2. Forward 2 is not that good to just throw out there. Sometimes I'll sneak this into a throw because people are generally expecting forward 2. And we will look into what that string is used for. You have, of course, your down 4, one of the best down 4s in the game, considering her toolkit with forward 4, of course. As a button itself is not that great of a button. It is a quick down 4, though. It's 10 frames, and it is +15, so you can gel into your mid if it hits, which is really, really good. And it is also, the reason why it's so good is because it's an auto spacer. If you have someone block your down 4, right, it puts you at this particular range where most down 1s are going to whiff. So if we have Peacemaker, just do down 1 on reversal, and we will know because, right, when I do down 1, he's going to punish me right out. Down 4, notice how that made him whiff, which means if he mashes down 1, that's an auto space forward 1 into a full combo. That's 34% just because they're mashing. So again, down 4 is an auto spacer. So for people that love to down 1, it is going to be great. Now you may tell me, well, that's just Peacemaker Project. How about you test that versus someone like Mileena, who has a strong down 1? And yes, you are right. Mileena's down 1 is not going to whiff. I appreciate you, Lil Dre. There's the goat in there.
Kung Lao.
Mileena's down 1 is not going to be auto-spaced by down 4, and this is where matchup-specific knowledge comes in handy. You can still use it to auto-space, you're just going to have to do a little bit more work. So let me show you. So I'm doing Mileena down 1, and again, you're going to know that it's on reversal because it will punish my own down 1, just like that. Now, if I do down 4, notice, I am still within range, and because now I'm further, I can't punish her down 1 on block. So this is not good for me. So if I'm playing the mirror, or anybody really that has a longer poke, what can I do then? Do I just don't use down 4? No, you actually can walk back, can backdash out of this, or even depending on some distances, if you're not like right up to their face and you're like right above, you can walk back and still get a 401 punish, or you can backdash roll. You can still use it as an auto spacer, react to it, or you can do it. This is gonna take more work. You can still get a 401 punish on the down 1. Oops. And I'm messing up my backdash. There we go. You can get a 4-1 punish. Now, the trick to this, and this is really important you understand, because I'm backdashing to get out of down 1's range, and you have to backdash for some down 1. And again, you're going to have to do your own homework. Because I'm backdashing, if I go to do 4-1, guess what? I'm going to get Psy. So what you're going to have to do is backdash, then press down, and then forward 1. So that way the down forward gets you a forward 1. And so with that, if you time it right, just like that. But of course, you want to get the punish. Oops. There we go. Just like that. And so of course, 4-1 goes into 4-4. Just a couple of minutes, Jar Jar. I'm finishing up a guide on Mileena, and then I'll hop on Avatar. I appreciate you, brother, man. Hope dinner was good. Anyway, so those are most of her pokes and buttons. Going into her strengths, from 4-1, she gets 401, 4-4, which is one of the best mids. It is safe on block. It is only -6, right? So for most accounting purposes, we will consider that safe. So -6. Let me remove this out of the way, and then we're gonna do auto. It is -6, and the best part is it is hit confirmable. One of the biggest thing about playing Mileena is you have to learn how to hit confirm into ball roll. It's not that hard. Just don't shut off your brain and start doing strings. You have to be able to hit confirm from your button so that you can get 340, 350 damage. Meterless every single time. If you have, a good assist that's going to cover and give you more damage, like Madame Bow, Tremor, then you can do more things. But you're always going to have to practice your hit confirm. And again, this is safe on block. What options do you have at this point? Depends on your opponent, depends on their habits, depends on what they do, if they like to go for mid, if they like to dash up throw, if they like to go for poke. If, say, you have an opponent that likes to poke, you're still within that same sort of auto space distance as down 4 on block, and you're at the same -6. So you have the same exact options where you can sort of backdash and go for another 401 to bait pokes. If they are dashing up throw, you can microduck stand 1-2. If they are sort of chasing you into button, you can jump back into an EX ball roll and hit confirm for a combo, and so on and so forth. You're going to have to know your opponent's habits and also their character and what strengths those characters have. So that comes with matchup knowledge. Okay, that's 4-1, 4-4. Forward 2, 4-2-1, and you also have forward 2, 4-3-3, which is almost never used except for some obscure cameos that allow you to mix the last 2 lows, right? So that part is good, but it's obscure, and you cannot cancel the third low into anything. So you have to commit to the string. The string is negative on block. You almost never see it. Versus 4-4-2, 4-2-4-2 is +2 on block. Now it does push the opponent slightly back. So some people are either gonna dash up and block, they're going to try to poke, they're going to dash back. So you're gonna have to read your opponent at that point and figure out what you want to do with +2. I generally just like to back up and see what they like to do, but that's just me. Stand 3-4, that's a combo ender and gives you a safe jump. For some character, you can do stand 3 into low side. It is also helpful in some conversion from ball roll and other cameos. Oop, just like that. But other than that, you only see this used for safe jump like that, whether it is mid-screen or in the corner. And of course, if you want to do a mid-screen, you have to do a micro dash just like that, and that was a safe jump. Corner is going to be your most popular combo ender. For longer combos, you're just going to end with 4-4. Or if you want to side swap forward to ball roll, it's going to look like something like this if you want to switch side for whichever reason. Then, of course, you have her. You cannot talk about Mileena without talking about 1-2. It is her best string. It is her combo started. She sneaks in an overhead. It is for fussy guard, depending on what comes after. But it is one of the best string. It is hit confirmable, and it goes into her EX up kick as well as her ball roll. So if you want to spend a bar and cash out, or if you just want to go meterless and do whatever you want to do, it is one of the best strings in the game, period. Now, at the risk of that, it is flawless blockable on the third hit. Well, on all of them, but on the third hit in particular, she is punishable. So you're going to notice people are going to flawless block your third hit and punish you for it. So on flawless block, it is -15. So most mids are going to fit in there. She can still cancel into low side. So if you're playing against a person that consistently flawless block and then they try to punish, sometimes you can get away with doing a ball roll or doing a cameo call at that point. Some cameo calls are going to have a big enough gap to where people can punish it. So if I set the playback and I say 1-2, and then I go here, right? So if I do the third hit into low, I'm gonna get punished. If I do the third hit into that, I'm gonna get punished. If I do the third hit into low side, they get hit. Same with ball roll. Actually, so this is good. This is good. If they're used to doing the punish right after they flawless block, ball roll is going to gel into it. So if you have a cameo that's going to complement your ball roll and make a save, I don't know, striker, Madambo or something, this is risk free right there, if you have a way to cover it, of course. So 1-2 got string anyway. So, combo theory. Generally, if you can fit the combo and get a forward 3-4, this is going to be your most damaging opener. So if you look at that, the same combo, 374, versus it being done with a light, it's going to do 344. So you're losing on 3% essentially. Same with the 1-2, if you were to do that same combo. Slightly less. So 2-1, if you want to spend a bar, your forward 3-4 unfortunately does not go into up kick, so you're gonna have to do 2-1. If you cannot fit up to 1 and it's only a light punish, you're gonna go 1-2. 2-1 does more damage for the same combo, so generally if you are able to, you're going to do 2-1. 412 versus 412, the decimal is basically where the difference is at. And on longer combos and combos like this is where 2-1 is going to shine. Because again, you're scaling with a high versus 2-1. Sorry, both of them are high, but 2-1 is less hits. What else? So that's as far as combo theory goes, you got to understand Mileena is going to have different hit reaction on ball roll depending on distance and height. If I'm at this distance, notice how quick she ends to the opponent. Versus me being here, notice how far. So again, distance from when the ball roll is hit is going to give you different hit reaction. Same with how high the opponent is. Look at how far I am if I hit him from like this high. See how far versus if they're a little closer to the ground and whatever else. So it definitely has an impact on what you're gonna do, what your follow-up is. But generally, you want to delay your jump 2-2, which, by the way, I've seen people do jump 1-2 into size. You want to do jump 2-2 is going to get you the most damage. You want to delay the second hit most of the times so that you get the biggest height on Mileena, so that your dash up 1-2 always connects. If for some reason they fall really close to the ground and you try to delay 2-2, it is going to whiff. I'm going to try to give you an example. I have to be very deliberate about it. There are some combos just like that. And then if you do 2-2, die on that situation, you're going to get punished and you're going to get murked there. So it's really important that you understand when you can do 2-2 really fast and still get the triple size, and when you need to delay the 2-2 on the air. See, like right there, you're going to get murked. Versus doing it quick and still getting the triple hit so that you can dash up 1-2. That's as much as our combo theory goes. The corner combos, bare bones without cameos, they don't change much for Mileena. You just have to basically hold out of the corner when you do the ball roll. Sometimes if you're close enough to the corner, you have to be careful because that's not going to get her out, like you saw right there. Just holding that. In those cases, you want to actually dash out of the corner. Oops. And like that. Dash out of the corner and jump out of the corner so that you can get people out of the corner for your combos. 3-2, neutral jump, 1-2. That's going to break armor. It's a safe jump and it's good. But yeah, her combo theory doesn't change much. You can do things like this. When you have meter, if you want to spend meter, you can drop, stand forward, go 2-1 into something else if you want to be fancy. So that doesn't do that much more damage than this, into that. So if you don't really want to spend your time allowing that, you don't have to initially. And of course, there's other things when you involve cameos in there. So again, her combo theory doesn't change much. She does have things like this, where she does double ball roll. I never really care for those combos. See, like right there. So you jump 2, jump 1, and you can do double ball roll in the corner. And then whatever else. But that's more semantics. It's not really a big set to her toolkit, so it's not something that you don't have to learn if you don't want to. So anyway, and remember, air ball roll does scale her damage, so try to use this towards the end of the combo. So if you get a jump kick, don't ball roll there, right? Don't do that. Versus getting, right, that was 276 versus getting something like this, right? Getting full on damage from a jump kick, 40%. So, but if you ball roll there, you're just basically shooting yourself in the foot. Anyway, you might get 30% there, but again, ball roll towards the end of the combo. That's another tidbit for Mileena combo theory. Talking about cameos, this part is important. Right now, Tremor is potentially her best cameo. Kung Lao is another cameo that's good. The reason why these cameos are so good, in the case, since we're already hearing Kung Lao, she gets, low overhead from this, she gets that. She gets, of course, hard to blockable with that. And because she's so good at bait and punish, remember, she has the best punishing tool, which is ball roll. Now, having Kung Lao to back you up makes this so much more annoying, because not only you're having to chase, you're also getting hurt in the process of chasing me. And she doesn't need cameo to do that much damage. She still has good damage within her toolkit, but now you're adding cameo in it, and all of a sudden you're getting much more damage, right? So again, she doesn't need cameo, but Kung Lao does give her a good pop-up. She can go into this right there and go into this, right? and now you've eaten 426 damage from a mid, right? So you're trying to do this, you're thinking I'm gonna throw, I do this, you eat 426 damage from me not spending meter, and now I'm backing away, I'm hitting you with Lao, and you jump, I ball roll you, you're dead. And so that's ultimately why Mileena Lao is so good. Other than, of course, having nonsense like this, right? That was a low overhead low. And then, of course, having whatever combos she can do at that point, right? Ended into a safe jump, 460 damage. You're going to have to guess for your life and whatever else. Before we dive more into cameos, because I'm going to wrap it up with a couple of cameos, I want to talk about her craze state, right? Before I do that, let me actually set her life bar down to 1%, and let me turn this to none. The actual activation on hit, you can combo from most things. Forward 3 combos into stand 1, stand 1 2 combos into 2-1, 2-1 of course combos into other stuff. Stand 2 is going to combo into just about anything, and of course if I get it in, there it goes. And yeah, most of her things are gonna combo on hit, right? And then she can go into her big damage into whatever else. The biggest thing is what happens on block, and I'm gonna put it back to normal. And I want, is she doing stand 1 2? Yep. So notice if I go and I try to press, there is a gap, which means they can poke. I don't want them to stand 1. I want them to actually down 1. There we go. So there we go. I can down 1 them there, but then I've ended my pressure if I do it right off of this. If I do the stand 1, they're gonna poke me out. This is definitely a no zone. If I do stand 1 2 and go for a mid, it's a no zone. So nothing jails except for 4-3. 4-3 jails into down 1 and standing 1. There you go. And you have to understand that button into button jail, just like that. Let me set it as active. Where is it? There we go. Button into button is gonna jail, just like that. All of that jail. If I go, oops. If I go stand that jailed. By the way, that was a mid into a high into a low. That all of it jailed, right? So if you block the mid, you have to block the mix up. And I'm +2, so I can walk out of their down 1 range and do something like this and get a full combo there. Specials don't gel into anything. So specials, you can only cancel size. So if I do ball roll, you don't gotta be afraid of anything. If I do teleport, you don't gotta be afraid. But size, special into special, I can only cancel size into buttons or another side. I cannot cancel side into ball roll. And specials do not gel into either button, whether that's down 1, stand 1. Also, you cannot cancel this into a poke. So I cannot go 1 2 into down 1 or whatever else. I have to go into an actual standing button, which means you always can poke out of it if I do a special, regardless of whether or not that's high or low side. Now, if I do again button, those are gonna jail. But if I do button special, for example, that's not gonna jail. So always keep in mind, from button to button is gonna jail. From button to special or special to special, there is no gelling. Now that we're done with that, let's talk about cameo. The other cameo I wanted to touch base, and I'm gonna touch base with. Actually, let me just wrap it up by going to the character select screen, so that way you all can get more of a in-depth guide on who's good and who's not. You get some stuff with Mileena Janet. It is overcomplicated for the result that it gives you, right? So you get EX low side into Janet punches. You may get throw combos. I don't know. I haven't labbed that. I don't think so. I'm not 100%. I'm 90% sure you don't get throw combos. You do get some shenanigans with Gento in the corner, but who doesn't? And is not really worth it. Mileena doesn't need it. That's not her game plan. She already has good buttons. She doesn't need any Gento shenanigans. She's better off not doing Gento and just mixing you for death than trying to spend all her cameo to do that. Farah is interesting because ball roll on block goes airborne, so you can do shenanigans like poke ball roll into up Farah and keep yourself safe adjacent, and also get a full combo if they don't block the ball roll. Also dive, also telekick up and down going to Farah, which is really good. But she doesn't get a lot other than, of course, she does get throw combos, so that's cool being able to get throw combos with Farah. So she's going to be running around. You try to chase her, she's going to go for a mid into potentially poke special Farah. She's going to teleport poke special Farah and whatever else. It's not the strongest team, but it's really good. Striker is really good because she gets a lot of things from grenade, a lot of conversions from grenade. She can get a restand from the gunshot after a long combo, go into her Tarkatan install, and still then continue to mix you at that point. So she has the damage, she has the mix with Striker. It's a really, really, really good team. Not a lot of people use it. I like to use it for fun. Mileena Darius is another team that's kind of slept on. She gets a lot of things. She gets throw combos. She gets low overhead mix with 1-2. She get hit confirmable, safe mix. She gets low side combo, so she can do stand 1 low side into full Darius, or if you had a knockdown, you can do stand 1 low side into Darius low and get a full combo for half Darius. You can restand 4-4 with Darius, and so he does give her a lot of really cool things. He doesn't really help her in neutral that much. Not that she needs the help, but it will be nice. Scorpion just extends damage. He gets her out of pressure, like out of the Cyrax mix and all that with the spear back away. He gives her safe jump setup from full damage combos anywhere on the screen. So you can do your full damage, your jump 1-2 into teleport, hit with Scorpion, dash up, stand 3-4, and go into a safe jump. So that's really good. You also have Scorpion overhead, although it is a slow overhead, he does tend to catch people, and if he doesn't and they don't up block it, I'm still +2, and you all know Mileena has great buttons, so being +2 is a great thing. Scorpion does have other things that he can do on callouts, so like wake up attacks that put people airborne, like Ghostface or Shao Kahn or Kitana, Lucan, who else? Peacemaker. Anybody that goes airborne, you can preemptively call Scorpion and meet it with Mileena, and then you're gonna be able to break armor, because when they go off the ground, Scorpion hits them with a blast, and then you can get a full combo. So that's kind of cool. Mileena Sub-Zero is really good. She gets a low overhead mix-up with a full Sub-Zero cameo, so you can do a stand 1 side, low side into full Sub-Zero shoulder and still get a conversion. So that's really good. Of course, helping her with against Zoner. Now that she struggles with Zoners anyway, so that's why you don't see this team as much. She also doesn't have much use for the Sub-Zero freeze. It does scale damage down, so it doesn't help her much. It is cool for the freeze assist and the clone toss and all that, but she doesn't really need it. It doesn't really add much value to her toolkit. Cyrax, she doesn't have a way to combo into the net, and so unfortunately she doesn't get to use the full capabilities of Cyrax. There is some sauce with Mileena Cyrax. She does have some stuff similar to Striker Grenade, but at Striker Gunshots, but might as well use Gunshot at this point than using Cyrax. This is going to give you much more Kano is kind of similar to Cyrax. He gives her a lot of safe pressure like everyone else and cool combo conversions. But unfortunately, is not enough. There's no big damage payout with Kano like there is with Striker. So if you're going to play Kano, might as well play Striker at that point. Kun Lao, potentially top one, top two team for her. Again, she can run away while still keeping you pressure with low hats. She has hard to blockable with low hat into 1-2 and whatever else that comes about. Jax, we know about 350's been doing with this team, being able to do airball roll to avoid Jax, ground pound, catches people off guard all the time for a full combo. And of course, Jax, being able to disrupt your cameo is such a big thing because Mileena doesn't really need a cameo. She can play without cameo all day. So if she uses Jax to grab you out of your cameo, most characters don't have a complete toolkit without their cameo. So taking that away is such a big thing, which makes Mileena Jax so good. And of course, 1-2 on block into into teleport to avoid Jax and still get a ground pound and get some pressure in is really, really, really good. Mileena Sonya is good for damage. Her overhead is too slow to do anything with it. Her air thing only gives her combos with her dive kick, which is really good. But that's about all she has. Mileena Sonya is really not that great. It's one of those teams that has been phased out by Tremor. Tremor does everything Sonya does, but better. And of course, with Sonya, same with Mavado, for you to get low overhead mix-up from stand 1-2 or stand 1 low side, you need to spend bar with the low side, which then means you can't break, and then you also have to spend one cameo for not a lot of damage. Mileena Sector has a lot of potential. She has low overhead setups with the Sector, similar to Takeda in that aspect where you have to preemptively call Sector. And then there's, of course, the double missile setup. But again, Striker, Tremor have phased Sector out to the point where it's not worth it playing Sector when you have cameos that do things better without having to preemptively do these things. Empress plays this team. Empress has some cool setups with Motaro's triple tail shot and being able to be plus 13 with Motaro's forward cameo is a cool thing for Mileena because it enforces her 4-4 game plan. But because her only way to gel into tail shot is from forward 3, which is a high, it means that most times you're going to be able to armor out of tail shot forward cameo. So it's not that great, unfortunately. Mileena Goro is a really cool team. It's one of those OG teams that have also been kind of phased out by Tremor. But being able to get 15% throw, being able to get full combo confirms from someone jumping and you do a down telekick into Goro is so good for some matchups like Sector or Kun Lao or Sindel, people that are constantly jumping back and chucking something your way, is really good for you to do downwards telekick into Goro for a full 350 to 400 damage combo. Mileena Frost, she has some sauce. Is essentially a worse Striker, a worse Tremor, a worse Kun Lao. So nothing to see there. Mileena Chameleon, we've all seen the Oxy, what he can do with this character. Plenty of utility. Mileena already has a strong toolkit. You now add Chameleon's versatility and you get some explosiveness like you've never seen. Low side combo, overhead combo with Kitana Fan, throw combos, combo extension with Mileena Size, pressure with J Glaive, being able to avoid things. So the team is really, really good. It does take a lot to play it because you do have to keep track of Chameleon. Whereas Tremor, you're manually changing Tremor. So people have moved away from doing anything Chameleon related when Tremor can kind of do the same thing and you have more control. You still get combos from the overhead. You still get combo from the low. You still get throw combos. You get combo from down telekick anywhere on the screen. So that's cool. Mavado is kind of the same situation of Sonya, but with the earned ability to keep yourself safe with Malvado Bomb. So Malvado is essentially a Beta Sonia, still not a competitive team for Mileena, unfortunately. Madame Bo is you all know me is my I've been a firm believer of this team. I know it's not her best team and is one of those teams that definitely take work, but it's definitely one of the funnest teams. You get 60% damage for full cameo, 1 bar. You get full screen 60% cameo, 60% damage with 1 full cameo, 1 bar if you hit with a telekick into a far battle toss. You get low overhead combos, you get throw combos, you get setup, you get conversion from her mid. But all of it is kind of like Sector, where you have to preemptively set up Madame Bo, with the added benefit that you don't have to use Madame Bo if you don't want to, and you can sort of time it as you go, and you get more options than with Sector. And with Madame Bo being on the screen, you get to avoid certain projectiles and certain things on the screen, certain nuisance, like, for example, Cyrax, Net, or Ermax low projectile. If Madame Bo is in front of you, she's gonna eat that. You can then ball roll after. So she's gonna be able to deal with some of the nuisance on the screen. Also, there's some tech versus Sector double missiles and things like that that I like to use. But Madame Bo is definitely a strong team. If I had to say which were her top 5 teams, I will say we'll start with Tremor and Kun Lao. Put them first or second, whichever one you think. But Tremor and Kun Lao. Then immediately, I will say somewhere between Chameleon, Jax, Madame Bo, and Striker are going to be her best cameos. I know I said 5, I gave you 6. So Kun Lao, Tremor, Chameleon, Jax, Madame Bo, and Striker, for different reasons, are going to give her different things. So again, very versatile. And of course, you can sort of throw in Goro towards the end there, right outside, for some matchups. But if you want to play Mileena differently than people, you have options like Kun Lao, Jax, Tremor, Chameleon, Madame Bo, Striker. I hope this was informative to everyone that tuned in. If you just turned in, make sure you rewatch this. I gave a lot of information regarding Mileena. Next time, I'm running out of time right now. I gotta go play some Avatar, but next time I'm actually gonna run into some matchup specific things. What things you can punish with teleport, what things you can do versus X matchup, and whatever else. So we're gonna talk about those things. But for now, this has been an in-depth guide solely focused on Mileena, her buttons, her combo theory, her strings, her special, her Tarkatan install, what cameos to use for what purpose, some combos example. If you have any questions, absolutely reach out. Peace.